Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy Godsey and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song.
Wake and Bake, number 2, podcast 117, the Stoned Roadie Show. Action. Alrighty then, looky here. As you can see, it's pretty cold here in Akron, Canton, Ohio, 32 degrees and snowy. And welcome to the second Wake and Bake with the Stoned Roadie, Craig Reed, and the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. So, grab your coffee pot and your coffee and your pot and join us for the Wake and Bake Stoned Roadie Show Edition 2. And let's go. Griff, what are we going to do today?
Well, Craig, it looks like you got...
Kind of wake up here.
Where'd you get that cap at there, Craig?
Oh, this is a Russian cap. I guess I got it in Russia sometime. I don't know.
Is that another robe that came off the plane, or is that just a...
No. This is just a Holiday Inn robe. You know, just one of my Holiday,
You probably paid for that, right?
At a hotel, baby, like a Holiday Inn.
Whenever you took something like that when you were traveling with Skynyrd, did they get onto your ass for taking the robe or towel? Or
they never
like
did,
that?
huh? No, they never did. God, we had so many rooms. I guess they just took it as a loss. I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe Skynyrd had an incidental bill for things like that. Like
I tried not to have a guilty conscience over all that.
I don't think you're losing any sleep over any of that stuff. That
I'm a disciple now, so all those disciples were pretty devious back in our day. That's famous for a disciple. You got to be a peculiar son of a gun to be a disciple in your disciple at your apostle days.
And we're not self-proclaimed disciples. Jesus, for survivors, deemed us disciples. So that's
I'm Reverend Reed.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got a little ice on or snow on the pumpkin down there this morning.
Yeah, we got a little bit this morning. Yeah, it's a little chilly out there this morning. Yeah.
We had a big storm last night here in Florida. A big rainstorm came down here, and Gene Odom called me yesterday. Said it knocked a tree down in his yard. He said,
a friend of mine lives in Nashville. Said he had a tornado that tore through his house. He was, went through his garage and all of his equipment and stuff, and he was having to store stuff away. He said he made a mess up there, in Nashville.
Yeah, we've been having some pretty big fronts moving down through here, but it's all quiet this morning. Man, it's getting up early. It's kind of for reminding me like when I had a job. This is
work.
But anyway, here we are on the second Wake and Bake, and Craig's got on his little beaver skin cap and all warm and snuggle in his house.
Got my new pipe here I got in the mail from cousin Figel. It's
that's just a baby of the other one, huh?
Well, it's the little brother, of
one's a peace pipe and the other one's
oh gosh, Leon, you're gonna have to move. I gotta get up here so I can show this other pipe. Yeah, this is a ceremonial pipe. That's what this one is. And we're not doing. This is the peace pipe, And this is a ceremonial pipe. Yeah, and they're both authentic. They're both from the same place, from New Mexico.
Did you have to put a mouthpiece in that other one to get it to
Yeah, I had to put this little rubber mouthpiece on there. The hole was a little big, so it was killing me. So I had to put that little mouthpiece on there. But this one here is perfect. The bowl's a lot smaller, so it was perfect. There's my authenticity, document of authenticity from the Navajo tribe.
Oh, it's a Navajo pipe. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
cool. Wow. Well, anyway, yeah. So I guess our wake and bake, you guys be careful on the road on the way into work, because yesterday a damn cop got me, man. He got me doing 54 in a 30 mile an hour, and he was hiding in the weeds over there, and he couldn't even hardly speak any English when he pulled me over. I couldn't even understand. The only thing I could understand was $279. That's how much the ticket was. So you guys be careful out there, man. That's like a weekend cruise. You know, that's a lot of cash, man, for, going over the speed limit. And it was like a rural area too. But what can you do about it? You can't get pissed off. So Craig, what you were telling me something about that Roadie documentary that you were watching and how things had changed lately.
Oh yeah, last night I was watching Amazon Prime, and I was just fiddling through there, and something came up, and it said Roadie Documentary, so I kind of turned it on, and it was just mostly guitar roadies, and they were talking about the whole thing. They were talking about the stigma of being called a roadie versus being called a tech. And they were talking about the old school roadies. All old school roadies like myself don't mind being called roadies, but boy, the new roadies that are just coming up, boy, you call them a roadie, and they're almost insulted. I'm a tech. They say, well, what's a roadie? And they go, well, that's just somebody that humps gear. He said, I'm a tech. And then they go back and tell some of the old roadies what this kid said. He goes, he's just he's confused. He's just a roadie. It's
what's that one song Jackson Brown sings? And he sings about, let the roadies take the stage. What are you going to say? Let the tech take the stage?
Well, one roadie said, a lot of people don't know the difference between a roadie and a groupie. So they want to be a far distance away from the groupie thing, and they don't want to be a roadie. But it's funny because most of them were guitar roadies, and people were asking him, do you get offended when somebody calls you a roadie? He said, well, kinda, because a roadie is just somebody that humps gear. I'm a professional,
Well, talking to you, though, over the years, though, Craig, a roadie had all kinds of roles, like...
Yeah. It's like roadie, I said, I don't take offense to it. Because, of course, I'm the world's most famous roadie, so I'm kind of special when it comes to being a roadie, when you're the world's most famous roadie, So, you gotta, if you're just a roadie, I guess you would kind of feel a little inferior. But when you're the world's most famous roadie, you kind of think it's pretty cool, But, you gotta work yourself up to being the world's most famous roadie. And if you want to call yourself a tech, you'll never be the world's most famous roadie.
That's right.
So you just have at it, But to be the world's most famous roadie, you have to earn that reputation. You have to be really, really, really good at what you did, or just fake it a whole bunch like I did. Be really good at faking it,
But a guitar tech didn't go out in the audience and find a groupie to come back and be with Ronnie.
Well, I had to be. It was the band I worked for that got me that stigma. It's like, I was with one of the most famous rock and roll bands ever, and I was on an airplane that crashed, and I had a song written about me with my name in it, and I'm a survivor of the plane crash, and it was the world's most famous plane crash. I believe if it's not the world's most famous, it's right up there with them. But I don't know. I never really thought about it, and people said how famous I was. I goes, "Oh yeah, I'm the world's most famous roadie ever." And they goes, "Well, you are." And I said, so I just rolled with it, So here I am,
Yeah,
Take it or leave it.
and now here you are, and you got your coonskin
Got
cap
my
and
own podcast.
your robe.
Yeah, people want me to write a book. I don't want to write a book. I'll do a podcast. So here I am. Don't ask me no
Any
questions. I
updates
won't tell you no lies.
any updates that you heard on the aliens down in Miami?
Oh God, I was trying to keep up on that, and from what I can understand, they're trying to make it a big hoax thing now and blame it on some teenagers. Pulling a hoax and letting off firecrackers. But from some of the shows I saw that there was actual CGI and holograms and stuff down there being used, and I don't think no teenagers had that kind of stuff. So, man, it's hard to tell. But how long has it been? There's been a lot of people talking about that's next. Next thing to come is. The aliens are coming and they're going to make an invasion. And, here we are, just first week and a half of 2024, and the aliens are invading. And it's just funny that it happened right at the same time when those Epstein names came out. It happened the same day. Let's move away from that. We don't want to, aliens are here. It's kind of funny.
I got a kind of a theory that it's a reverse brainwashing, because they're so used to brainwashing you on the news by telling you all these things. And if they don't report on it and you start hearing about it, then people might believe it more. So maybe they've got us getting buffaloed off of these aliens by not even talking about it.
Oh God!
But
I don't know. It's what's funny is Biden. I heard him in a speech the other day, and he was criticizing Mr. T for denying the results of the 2016 2020 thing. I guess and I deny the results of that, and I was hearing today that a third of the population don't think that was fair. So, he's got a lot of gumption to get up there and laugh about the whole thing, and at least a third of us believe in what Mr. T's talking about. So. It's pretty bold of them people what they're doing. They do it right in front of your face. That's what they do. They're guilty of whatever they're guilty of. They blame the other people for doing it, and the more they say it, the more people believe it. What's that guy that guy Epp that was up there at the sixth thing, and he was telling all these people to do this, that, and the other thing, and people are going, what about this guy? I heard he went to court today and they gave him a year probation. They gave all those other people life, and this guy Epp got a year probation, and he was on camera telling people what to do. And it's crazy.
Well, the biggest capital invasion we have going on right now is at the border, but they don't seem to care about that. That's what's
well, now they're changing their tune since all these cities are complaining about all these illegals coming up there. That guy that's up there supposed to be running thing is acting like that's a priority now. It's kind of funny. It's not funny.
Somebody said that they caught some Hamas terrorists. They were actually tunneling into a Jewish synagogue up there, and they caught them. And so now you got radical Muslim protesters from our country that are joining in against Jews, and now that's a little crazy when they're accepting that kind of stuff. But anyway, but we talk about anything here on the Morning Wake and Bake. It could be current events. It could be some Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Well, like we kind of advertised before, me and Griff get on the phone and at nighttime and just kind of jibber jabber, and we always say, hey, that should have been a podcast, so we just kind of try to get up in the morning and think about what we talked about the night before. It's kind of difficult, This for me, I'm kind of a bit foggy.
But now we have to get up early in the morning and do a podcast.
I used to wake the morning before the rooster crowed, searching for soda bottles, get myself some dough. Then I used to wake up on a crew bus before I'd do, and wake and bake before I'd go do a show.
And now you know why Lynyrd Skynyrd kept Craig around for pure entertainment.
Y'all help me write that theme song, Wake and Bake theme song.
Yeah, that would be cool. Get somebody, like Bill Major. It was just an accident the guy, he sent us a song in for the Stone Roadie podcast, and Craig was like, I like that song. Then I said, this guy kind of like looks familiar here, and I found out he was from my hometown, and I grew up with him in the same neighborhood, and now we have the Stone Roadie show theme song.
I was taking my nightly hot bath, and I'm laying in there. Used to wake the morning before a rooster crowed. Now I do a podcast.
And
then I tried to make
lyrics.
it like waking up on the crew bus, wake and bake on the crew bus before I do a show. Now I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, just think back a long time ago, Craig, when you were on that crew bus like that, man, and traveling all over the place like you were, and now here you are, safe in your warm little house, retired in your robe with your little peace pipe, and
people
man.
People say, man, I'm never gonna retire. I'm gonna work my whole life. You're nuts, man.
Oh yeah, this is great.
What's wrong with you? My God, you're nuts. Want to work your whole life. I think you got to be 68 to retire now. And by the time you reach 68, it's going to be 72. And all you big fat people will be dead by then. That's true. Wake up.
That's what they want.
Wake and bake to the Stone Roadie show.
They want you to work, and they want you to think, I can make it to 68 or 69. I'll get more money. And then you're thinking you can't make it because you can't afford it. But what you don't realize is you spend a lot of money on gas going to work, and then you usually buy something at the restaurant at work, and then you spend a lot of money there. But I've found since I retired, it's not as hard as I thought it was.
No, I retired as soon as I could.
Yeah, you figure out how to get around the problem. So
I worked a little bit for the stagehand union, but not because I had to. It was just, it was fun because I was up there working with people that from the business, and hell, every time I go up there a show, I'd know either a bus driver or a truck driver or somebody, from an accountant or somebody I knew in T-shirts, or there's always somebody on the tour I know. It was kind of
plus
funny.
You have that Convair 240 fuselage out in your barn that you take parts off of and sell.
But yeah, when I didn't work a show, man, they would call me and say, "Hey, how come you ain't up here working this show?" Yeah, but it was kind of
Well, you had to go to
Brad Paisley.
You had to go to work with all those techs. You
all
were a roadie.
all the techs, all those techs. Yeah, they're all techs now. Every once in a while, you'll meet somebody that says he's a roadie, but yeah, they're all techs now. Yeah. Which is cool because they'll never be the most famous roadie in the whole world that ever existed, because I got that title now and you never were a roadie.
you can't, they don't have anything to compete. You don't have, compete with anything. So,
I kind of
but,
just claimed that title, and nobody's ever came after it. It's kind of like,
well, now you're retired,
and
and then,
like I said, I'm just I just bluffed my way through there. I have a reputation. That's all I got. Boy, I got a hell of a reputation. I don't know how I got it, but it's a doozy.
yeah, you have a few nemesises.
I think some people think I can walk on water.
Yeah, Craig and I, we haven't had anybody attack us in a while, so it's been kind of nice. Maybe if we
Because I've
talk
been
about
throwing
that.
them grenades back at them. I got
Yeah.
some stuff I can talk about. You want to talk shit? I got some shit. Bring it on. I know you got it on you. Matter of fact, Johnny did that song "Bring It On." I know you got it on you. That was my idea, but I don't care that he used it. When I'd ride on the band bus, we'd pull into a venue, and I'd see all these girls, and I'd go, "Hey, baby, bring it on! I know you got it on you." And Johnny wrote a song, "Bring It On." I know you got it on you. That's
Johnny
pretty
wrote
cool.
a song named, yeah. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
I'd say,
I
"Hey,
thought that
baby,
was,
bring that on here. I know you got it on you." And then Johnny wrote a song, "Bring It On. I know you got it on you." Yeah.
I thought that was Alan's line at the bar whenever he walked up to a girl and said, "Give me some of that hoodie. I know you
Well,
got it
that's where
on."
I got it, yeah, give me some of that, baby. I know you got it on you. That's what Alan would say. Give me some of that, baby. I know you got it on you. And then I said, "Hey, give me some of that. I know you got it on you." Yeah, yeah. I guess I did get it off of Alan, but yeah, Johnny never heard it off of Alan. He got it off of me. Give me some of that. I know you got it on you.
Well, I guess if you ask them 10 times, 1 out of 10 might let you have it.
Yeah. Well, I found out a long time ago, if you do not ask, you shall not receive. That's pretty.
Yeah. And you could
I
receive
like selling
something.
cars.
You could receive something you don't want. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, correct. So how you doing in the new year, man? Are you gaining any weight?
No, matter of fact, I got people writing to me. I guess they're doing the New Year resolution thing. Maybe they saw Johnny on the New Year's Eve thing. They asked Johnny what his New Year's resolution going to be. He said, "Oh, I guess like everybody else, I'm going to try to lose weight." But seems like he said that a couple years ago when he had his hip or his knee or something replaced, and he was sitting in a chair, and he said the doctor said he had to lose weight, and I saw him exercising once a couple years ago, but I don't know. His diet ain't working too good. I lost 80 pounds in 10 months, and I don't know.
Johnny, if you're listening, don't feel bad because Craig calls me one day and he goes, "Hey, Griff, somebody sent me a picture," and he goes, "Your gut is sticking out really
It
bad."
did. That picture
And
of you, your gut was sticking out. You looked at it and you go, "Oh my God, that wasn't long ago either."
I
So now
know
I
that.
call Griff. I go, "What are you doing, Griff?" He said, "I'm walking."
Yeah. Yeah, because it looked like I was about 6 months pregnant, and
Well,
it was the way I
but
was
that guy
sitting.
we were with was real skinny, though.
Yeah, that
He
didn't
was
help. And the
really
camera adds 10 pounds. What happened to me was I got COVID and I lost about 12 pounds right after that. So probably about 5 or 6 pounds out of that gut area is gone now, Craig. So I think you'd be proud of me.
skinny.
And I didn't gain it back over the holidays either because I didn't eat any pie or anything like that. So I am not doing too bad. But and didn't somebody ask you how did you lose all that weight?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually had somebody just recently contact me. I'm not gonna mention any names. I got people asking me all the time how, man, I just can't lose any weight, and I just say, man, it's mind over matter. It really is. You just really got to reduce the amount of food you eat dramatically, and fasting's the best way. Intermediate fasting for me is the best way, and if you can quit eating at eight at least by 8 o'clock at night or 3 hours before you go to bed, and then in the morning just try not to eat till noon, 1, 2, 3, as long as you can go. If you can, longer you go, you go, if you quit eating at 6 o'clock the night before and you don't eat till 3 o'clock the next day, that's 18 hours of fasting. If you can do that every day, man, you really start to notice it then. And then if you can take it to, 20, 22 hours a day of fasting and just eat once a day and then eat sensibly, if you can do that, mind over matter and not, but, until you can get there, you can eat, a handful of walnuts or an egg or even a piece of lean meat or, until you can get to the point. You just can't eat donuts and bread and starches and stuff, but it'll come off. It just takes dedication. Ask Brian. Brian lost 140 pounds or something like that. He lost shit almost double what I did.
But check with your doctor. Don't listen to Craig, and check with your doctor first, because this is not a medical advice show. But
That's right.
But they work for Craig. And another thing you can do is you can go on the on Craig's Facebook page and go on the fat shaming diet.
But I also take a hot bath every night, and just my heart rate, just because I don't like to exercise, and I take a really hot bath. Most people can't take a bath that hot, but I had to build myself up to it. But my heart rate gets going, and I sweat really hand, and you need to get your heart rate up at least 20 minutes a day, so however you can do that. But I don't like to exercise to do it. So
yeah, that's why I do that walking around the lake, and then it just makes you feel like, you see these fat people that are walking, and some of them are like in their 40s and stuff, and I pass right by them and I'm like, I'm about a crippled up guy and I can still outwalk a fat 40 or 30-year-old person. I'm doing pretty good. After I've been ran over by cars and wrecked motocrossing and all kinds of things. But yeah, you got to keep moving. Like Gene Odom says, keep moving.
Yeah, but we can't talk about that weight stuff on the morning show. Get all people depressed first thing in the morning, because that's
especially right after the holidays, when they're tipping the scales.
Yeah, and all that that's what causes them to eat too. That depression. Yeah, they get depressed, and then they're probably pulling into McDonald's now to get them a muffin or whatever.
Yeah, they probably just ordered an egg.
That made me hungry.
Yeah, they just ordered an egg McMuffin, and Craig starts talking about intermittent fasting.
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts just rang up.
But I have been noticing that on the news and just about everywhere on like TikTok and Facebook, they're talking about how toxic the McDonald's French fries are.
Everything.
It's like smoking a pack of cigarettes, eating a thing of French fries, but I don't think it's slowing the sales down of it any.
No,
and they do taste good.
People are too lazy to cook, and they think it's less expensive. They just eat fillers. That's all people do, is eat stuff that makes them full. They don't eat stuff that's good for them. So. You are what you eat. That old saying, you are what you eat. So,
Yeah, and then I heard that the chicken McNuggets are giving all the men man boobs.
Probably the steroids or whatever they put. It's, if you try, go ahead and trust them if that's what you want to do. But
yeah, I'm about ready to break out a hoe and go out my side yard and dig some trenches and plant some seeds, for my own stuff. From what I've been seeing, especially the prices at the grocery store. Good God, you go in there and I just get that little basket instead of getting the big basket, the one that you carry, and that's like $100 by the time you fill that thing up.
Well, what's the most offensive is when I heard that Gary Rossington's estate, he paid $117,000 a year tax. That's $2,000 a week.
Jesus.
Man owns his own house and he pays $2,000 a week tax. That's bullshit, man. I mean, and how many times do you pay tax on a used car? Or how many times do you pay tax on one house? I mean, you can't do anything without paying tax, but it's crazy. I mean, the
Yeah,
people have
you're
just,
taxed on everything. You taxed on well, first you get your paycheck, and that's one of the things that Mr. T was going to do is eliminate the payroll tax, and so that's a nice little plus. And but then when you get your check, you go get some gas, you get taxed on that. You go get your coffee, you're taxed on that. You get anything you get, you're taxed. You know, so
yeah, they legalized weed here in Ohio, and it's about half of its tax. You know, an ounce of weed is at the medical store, I don't know what it is, 240 or something like that. How you can buy it off the street for $1.50 or
yeah.
$1.20, half as much.
Of course, now they're moving into that digital currency. They're going, you know, that's like you said, go ahead and get used to it because it's coming. And then
Well, yeah,
try to sell something under the table or make or buy something under the table, and but they'll be able to track everything because there won't be any
it's
folding
like that
money
now. I mean, you know, it really is. It's
like with the
most
Venmo and
most things are, you know, I I don't walk. I haven't gone into a gas station and paid for gas for. I mean, that would suck
oh yeah,
to
I don't
have
do
to go into a
that.
gas station to pay for gas. That would suck, man. You
Yeah, I
know,
don't.
I mean,
I can't remember the last time I've done that. That's just I use
and
a
I
credit
use
card
my
for everything.
Amazon credit card for everything. Hell, they give me 5% cash back. Shit, you know. I mean, all the time I look on there, I got $200 for shit that you know, just 5% of what I spent. You know, but hell.
And then a lot of these people that work at Walmart, like I went down there to take a battery one time to Walmart, and I asked the girl, I said, "Hey, do I get a core charge? Do I get money back on?" Well, what it was because the battery was still under warranty. And she said, "Well, I'll just go ahead and give you the entire warranty back." She says, "I hate my job. I don't care what they do." And I go, "Why do you hate your job?" And she said, "Because the money that I make here at Walmart, I have to spend it at Walmart because I get a discount. I don't want to go anywhere else. So everything I make here, I give it right back to them."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so they're shopping, they're making their money at Walmart and they're spending it at Walmart. And so they're not
Well,
bringing anything home.
I think a lot of people either buy things at Walmart or off Amazon, you know. I
You
know
know, I
I've
just
done a
thought
lot of
about something, Craig. You would make a great Walmart greeter.
that. Oh yeah,
People
yeah.
coming in and you have your Stone Roadie shirt on with your little beaver cap like that and your pipe. You know, that'd be
I think if I had a job, I wouldn't be happy about anything.
yeah, I'm ruined now that I haven't had a
Oh
job in
man,
so long. But it's kind of a job being on a podcast, really. I mean, but it's a fun
it's
job.
something to do. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah. I mean, it keeps us
amusing.
thinking. Otherwise, we'd be going around
Yeah, it
not knowing
does.
what we're going
It
to
keeps
do, you
you.
know?
Yeah.
And which reminds me, you guys, if you do want to donate, we still do take donations. So
Oh yeah. Here, I
that's
got.
for the forgotten survivors. Just and then you can also use this if you want to get on the microphone giveaway, which you guys aren't going to want to miss. This microphone giveaway. Craig signed a microphone that was in over half the podcasts, and it's
Well,
got
you're
to
going
be
to
in.
sign it too.
Yeah, it's going to be in by the 16th. It's got to be in for Martin Luther King Day, and then Craig, we're going to do a drawing shortly after that. So you guys send in for that. And of course, it was where that address was that I put up. And you want to just send the envelope with your return address on it. You don't need to put anything in the envelope, and that's your ticket that he's going to draw out of the hat. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then what you got there, Craig?
Got Christmas card, Judy Longest. Yeah, sent $50. Yeah.
Cool. Goes right
So
in the
we're still
pot for the
getting money
survivors.
from that, and we got yeah, we got 60 less. Yeah, we set out 20 400 and $24,650 last year to the Forgotten Survivors, and we have $110 in the fund for this year, and we'll be adding our subscription money to that, through the whole year. And I don't know, we get 150, $175 a month, so that'll be a couple thousand. Maybe.
So when you start receiving it, I guess you'll put your board back up maybe sometime. I don't know. You're gonna do that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been, if you're sending, I don't think we'll get them as much as we have been. So if you send something in, I'll just do like I just did and say, hey, Judy Longest just send us $50, and a lot of people said they couldn't see that board, so. Yeah, but we'll keep track of it. Yeah, I got a list of everybody that sends in money and keep.
Then also we're going to continue to auction stuff off. Like we just auctioned off that pick, and that money went toward the Forgotten Survivors. And now we're going to put this up for auction, which we've been showing this on the show. We tried to auction it off on the show, and that wasn't getting what we wanted for it. This is a Rossington Collins CD signed by Derek Hess and Barry Lee Harwood, and I actually handed this to them, and they signed it for me, which is really cool. And then inside, it's got a couple backstage passes that they signed. Now, this is stuff that Kent Griffith and Brian Campbell donated. So these are pretty cool items. And Craig will put this up on eBay. Be watching for it. I'm not sure when he's going to do it.
But, as soon as I get some pictures, I'll put that stuff up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send Craig some pictures. And then also we got another cool thing, which Brandon Campbell and Kent Griffith. This is the Van Zant family book, and it's got Lacey Van Zant, Ronnie's dad, signed it, and it looks like in '97 he signed it. And the book has got all kinds of cool pictures, and it's a pretty collectible book. Not too many people have this, and so Lacey gave this to somebody, and those guys picked up. Maybe it was probably Kent, probably had this. So a lot of cool pictures. Like here's pictures of the Van Zant boys. Where was that taken at, Craig? That's
God, I can't really see it. I think that was over at Lacey's house over there.
It says Ray's Coffee Shop. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
You know where that is?
It's in Jacksonville. Yeah, it's over there on the west side, over there where Lacey lived. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a lot of cool pictures, like picture of Johnny and somebody else in there, and it's just all kind of pictures. And I was told by Paul Conley to look through the book because Lacey sometimes signed inside the book, and maybe Johnny would sign in there, but I don't see any other signatures. So yeah, it's the CD with the backstage passes and the Van Zant family album book, which is pretty cool. So be looking on eBay for that. Craig, how do you find you on eBay?
Oh, it's Survivor, SURVIVOR _films. That's my seller name, and I only sell on Sunday nights at the last thing I sell is at 9 p.m. and if I sell anything before that, it starts about 8:30. So it's 8:30, 8:40, 8:50, and 9 o'clock. I don't sell anything more than that because I don't like to ship stuff out.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a lot more stuff too, and there's still quite a bit of stuff. I got these pictures back here. They're going to go up there, so we're going to start trickling this stuff in, and then all that money goes to Mark Howard. That's how Brandon wanted that money to go to Mark Howard. So, and I hope Mark's doing good. Haven't talked to him in a while, but I think he's doing okay. But that money sure is going to help him. So yeah, a lot of cool things coming up. So I guess, Craig, we're running right at 40 minutes, man. This is
Oh boy, it seemed longer than that. I guess because it's so early in the morning, it seems longer.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go get me another cup of coffee. I'm still awake. I might even go back to bed. Well, you guys are at work.
Burn another bowl on my ceremonial new ceremonial pipe here
with deer antler bowl.
Cousin Figel, that's a real cool one there. Yeah, that's a pretty cool.
You guys don't forget the Sunday morning acoustic. Yeah, just send in the same place. Sunday morning acoustic. Don't forget it. Microphone drawing, all the good stuff. So, all right, I'm ready to go, Craig. Unless you got something else.
All right, that's it for podcast 117 of the Stoned Roadies show, aka Wake and Bake show number 2. So until next time. On Monday morning, whenever we do the not Monday morning, the next morning, Wake and Bake on the next morning.
Probably Friday.
6 a.m. Yeah. So until next time, happy trails to you until we meet again, and that'll be a wrap.